Hey everybody, what you're about to see is a clip from the full-length feature titled What Really Happened in Portland on August 22nd, Destroying the Narrative and the Media. Now this will be a multi-part series and each one of them will have their own little clip, different issue, different circumstances, and so on. So if you want to see the whole thing uninterrupted, go on over and check it out. Check out the whole thing. It's about an hour and a half long, but if you want to just hit each clip at a time, there you go. Moving on, now we're going to get into the media a little bit. So we already talked about the headlines, right? At the very beginning of this video, we talked about the headlines that the mainstream news has been throwing out there. But here's a little fun bit that you guys are going to enjoy. Villain Report, who we showed a little bit of his footage earlier, he went out and he actually confronted all of the mainstream news guys that were there that day. And he called them out. He called them out, and we're going to show him calling them out, the things that he said, and then their coverage.
Hey, what news crew are you guys?
KGW.
KGW 8?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking record of all the news crews that are here today. You guys spin the story. I've got you guys on record here. If you lie or don't show the story, we've got you on record being here. Tell the truth. I'm not going to touch them. Get out of my way. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I'm sick of seeing you guys tell these whitewashed stories about white supremacists and just casual violence that's happening from both sides. They came across the entire city to come over here to throw bombs at people. Tell the truth.
And here's what they printed. Proud Boys can be seen attacking an Antifa van by slashing tires and breaking its windows. In other videos, Proud Boys are seen chasing after, holding down, and beating someone dressed in all black, likely Antifa, while another person clad in all black sprays at them with what might be pepper spray. It is unclear who is launching the explosive devices. At 4:45 p.m., freelance journalist Sergio Almos reported that there was no police presence to be found. No. In all of the footage, it is very clear who is throwing the explosive devices. As a matter of fact, in even their news coverage, which you're about to see, you see it. Even though they really did a really good job trying to edit it out and show that Proud Boys might have been throwing some mortars back at them. Because when they got thrown, some of the Proud Boys were stupid enough. Yes, I'm going to say stupid enough because picking up an explosive device as the fuse is burning is not too bright. They threw them back. Because why would you just sit there and let it happen? And we're going to show you some of these explosive devices that were thrown, the improvised explosive devices, the homemade, handmade explosive devices and bombs that were thrown at the Proud Boys.
Clash between far right and far left groups failed to materialize in downtown today. Instead, we're now seeing clashes on the east side of the city. This is happening near 22nd and Sandy, and that's where our Kyle Aboshi is live for us right now. He's been tracking this developing story all day for us. Kyle, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Brittany, the recent skirmishes we've seen here in Northeast Portland have been relatively minor. Nonetheless, Portland Fire and Rescue is encouraging people to stay away from the area of Northeast 122nd and Sandy. Behind me, you can see the empty parking lot at the old Kmart here. This is where the far-right Proud Boys have set up and staged their rally. Not downtown as originally anticipated, but instead Northeast Portland. In the past 10 minutes or so, we have seen a lot of activity and cars moving around. The question is, where will they go?
Yeah, they went home. Everybody went home. It was kind of cool that they said it had been fairly minor skirmishes, I guess. And as you guys are seeing people leaving, no, people are leaving. He's sitting there talking as people are leaving the area. The event is over. It was attacked. And so therefore, event can't continue anymore because it was attacked. Time to go home. Also, since they brought up the van that was attacked by the Proud Boys, how about we show a little bit of footage of that?
The guys came in, they stopped him with the van, and they ran off and tried to run some of our guys over with the van, and we went after them. That's what they did with that van right there. They almost hit one of our guys with it, almost ran off a couple of brothers off with that van right there.
As you guys can see in the top left corner of the screen right there, the van is moving forward. Now pay attention, watch it closely, watch, and bam, you can see Bear Maze coming out of the door of the van. So Nothing's going on. Bear Mace came out. Somebody hit the van. The dude jumps out of the van and goes away. Now, of course, because they were just attacked by this van that pulled in there for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Yes, some people are really irritated. They're smashing windows. They slash the tires because guess what, America? Vehicles. Antifa has been known to use their vehicles as weapons and or shields for other people. That van brought a lot of those people who came and attacked them just mere minutes after this van pulled into the parking lot and was used as a diversion to keep people's attention as Antifa came closer. Literally, Antifa shows up mere minutes after this van came down. Now, when it comes to, okay, maybe they might have overreacted a little bit with this van. No, Portland police, there's tons of video of Portland police going and slashing the tires of the snack van and making sure that it was immobile. That van rolled in. It could have killed people. Vans, vehicles, trucks, cars, etc. have been used as weapons countless times prior. As a matter of fact, how many times do you hear Antifa crying and screaming about somebody possibly using a vehicle as a weapon? It happens a lot. And yet here you have a van who, by the way, had plenty of time to leave the area. The Proud Boys sat there and said, nope. The security who is sitting there, it wasn't all Proud Boys. I keep saying that it's Proud Boys, but no, it wasn't all Proud Boys. It was about a maybe 60-40 mix of Proud Boys and Patriots and people who just wanted to come out to this rally. But at that point right there, yes, it was majority Proud Boys who were doing security for the event. Now, mind you, there are families that are there at the event, again, trying to have a peaceful rally, okay? And yes, it is true that they might have overdid it a little bit when they flipped the van. That was after they were attacked. There was a lot of emotions going on. There was a lot of just feelings going on, and it was kind of a feel-good thing, you know, right? And I get it. Maybe they shouldn't have done it, but I get it. I understand the emotions that are sitting there coursing through these men who literally had to defend a rally from a bunch of attacking terrorists. That's what they are. They were terrorists. They drove over 8 miles, almost 10 miles to get there. 20 minutes out of their way, out of their little event that they were having downtown. They drove to get there to attack them. The media tried calling it a ambulance or a handicap van. Nope. Not the case. The ambulance part was pulled off. It was a, what do you call that? Like not a repo van, but it was a decommissioned transport vehicle, which is what they like to use. They like using these panel vans to transport people, to transport weapons, to transport all sorts of things, which again, you guys will see this later on as well. So you know that I'm not just making it up. It was the same day where you had vehicles dropping off weapons and so on. So yeah, they flipped it over. And that van could have killed people. It's just a fact. They didn't start attacking the dude. You could see it clear as day in that footage. The Bear Mace came out of that van and then it was attacked. This is self-defense 101. You decommission the combatant. Period. You make sure that they cannot use the weapons against you anymore. If you are able to get the weapons, they can't use it again. I will also add that in no way, shape, or form is them smashing out the windows or slashing the tires or even flipping the van over even remotely comparable to the destruction, the absolute destruction that Antifa has put upon multiple cities across this country all year last year and part of this year. It's not even comparable. They destroyed a van and they beat up a pickup truck. And well, we're going to see some more stuff that was damaged. But none of it is even remotely comparable to the lives lost due to Antifa, to the people that Antifa has murdered, to the buildings that Antifa has caught on fire, to the people that Antifa has tried to kill, to the people that have been hospitalized, to Drew getting stabbed in the streets by Antifa. It's not even comparable. And yet their actions are completely justified and ignored by the media. But if the a group of patriots decide to slash tires and flip a van over. Ooh, that's a huge attack. Ooh, wow. Moving on to the next reporter.
What media outlet are you with?
Channel 12 News.
Why are you filming the Proud Boys?
Because they're knocking over a van.
Antifa just came in here and threw bombs at people.
I shot that as
All
well.
right, America, this is Channel 12 News out of Portland, Oregon. They are filming the people that were defending themselves against Antifa. About 30 to 50 Antifa just came into this event. They drove a van in there, blocked the entrance, started missing people, and then they started throwing bombs at people. There's homemade bombs over there on the ground where they were throwing it next to the car. Why are you over here filming them?
Because
you fucking lying mainstream media.
This is a...
You lie. I'm gonna watch your report.
Okay. Please do.
Tell the truth.
Tonight at 10.
Tell the truth.
10 o'clock.
Portland police anticipated violence did break out across the city today as opposing rallies clashed on the streets. From downtown to northeast Portland, small groups of people came prepared for a fight. Fox 12's Camilla Ortiz joins us live now from downtown with a look at what happened, including a street-side shootout that happened in broad daylight. Camilla?
Yeah, Wayne, well, we're seeing a bullet hole here in the building behind me, and earlier we saw a bullet hole in a car that was parked here at Southwest 2nd and Yamhill. This is where some people exchanged gunfire earlier this evening, just blocks from where a left-wing rally met along the waterfront. Now, police haven't said whether or not the shooting was related to the rally and its counter-protesters, but it puts an exclamation point on a chaotic day. Bullets flying in downtown Portland in broad daylight. Sean Carmichael tweeted this video of a man firing shots from behind a trash can around 5:45 p.m. with return fire coming across Southwest 2nd Avenue at Yamhill. Police arrested the man just a couple blocks from where the earlier left-wing rally took place at Tom McCall Park, where many dressed in black bloc and held anti-fascism signs.
Notice how they start off with the guy shooting, and now they're going to move into what happened in northeast Portland, like they're connected in any way, shape, or form.
Across the river in northeast Portland, a right-wing group gathered in a parking lot near northeast 122nd and Skidmore, some wearing Proud Boys gear. Speakers there denouncing the COVID-19 vaccine and the mainstream media.
So I'm not going to play the speeches and stuff in this video because I already have videos of that out there. I have a highlight reel of the speeches, and I have the live stream, of course, that you guys can still go back and you can hear all of the speeches that were done that day. Yeah, like one, maybe two people even mentioned mentioned the vaccines or even mentioned the media. Like, the fact that they just made that, like, that's what we were talking about. No, not even close. My speech, actually, I don't believe mentioned the media or that. And the majority of the speeches didn't mention any of that. You can go back and you can watch it all by yourself. You can go watch what was said. And the majority of what was said was talking about freedom. Come on, Fox 12. You should know this. You should actually report a little more honestly that this was not an anti-vax rally by any stretch of the imagination. This wasn't even an anti-media rally by any stretch of the imagination. Some people talked about January 6th. Yep. Some people talked about Antifa. Yep. Some people talked about Democrats. This guy. But saying that that's what we were talking about, that's what the speeches were about, that's what the alluding to, like, that's what the whole event was about? Dishonest. Fake news. Try again. Like I said, go check out the speeches on your own. They're there. They were filmed. All of it was filmed.
It wasn't long before smaller groups splintered from each rally to confront each other. People were hit with paintball rounds, fireworks, and fire extinguisher foam.
Notice how they only really showed footage of the Proud Boys shooting paintballs, right? And notice that they called it fire extinguisher foam? No. That's paint. That is paint mixed with other irritants and so on. This paint, by the way, is almost impossible to get off of you because they add stuff to the paint. It's not just regular latex-based paint or oil-based paint. This isn't that. It's not stuff that you could just peel off or wash off of you. No. This stuff has stuff added to it. It's paint, not fire extinguisher foam at all. Now watch this, though. Watch the next little dude that's talking and listen to what he says because this is what they're focusing on.
He walked past my car. I thought he like put a sticker or something on it. Then guess he slashed both my passenger side tires.
Vehicles were also vandalized.
Why are you filming Proud Boys?
Because they're knocking over a van.
Meanwhile, no police officers stepped in the middle of the melee, exactly as PPB promised. The Bureau releasing a statement after the confrontations fizzled out that said, quote, "Just because arrests are not made at the scene when tensions are high does not mean that people are not being charged with crimes later."
Awesome that they included Villain yelling at him in there, right? But again, they're only focusing on the Proud Boys and Patriots. They don't even care about Antifa. They don't care or even mention that Antifa traveled 10 miles to come attack them. Not even a little bit. They didn't have any care whatsoever about actually reporting the truth and what actually happened. They just said, oh, they're flipping over a van. They didn't say why they're flipping over a van or what that van did. All they did was sit there and paint the right, who, again, left the original plan. They made a new plan. They didn't release the new location until that morning in an effort to keep the peace. But again, who cares about truth and reporting in the United States of America? All it is about making sure that the, narrative remains the same and the boogeymen remain the boogeymen. And on to the next reporter.
What news outlet are you? Why aren't you filming Antifa? They fucking came across the city.
He just did. He filmed them.
I've been watching you guys' footage on what's happening in Portland, and it's so deceitful. They came across town. Did you get them throwing bombs?
No, we got it.
Did you get them throwing bombs at the gas station?
We did.
They were throwing bombs next to the gas pumps.
Yeah, we got it, brother.
We appreciate it. I want to see you guys actually put this stuff, the actual story. I just got that, yeah. The American needs to know this stuff is happening.
Yeah, we got you, brother.
I'm shooting all, man.
And here's their written report. Demonstrators had gathered in the parking lot of a former Kmart store near Northeast 122nd Avenue and Northeast Sandy Boulevard at 2 p.m. for the Summer of Love event. Several speakers addressed a crowd of more than 100 people. Some people were dressed in tactical vests and some were wearing apparel associating them with the Proud Boys. At 1 p.m., another group of more than 200 left-wing demonstrators gathered at Tomahawk Waterfront Park. A Coin reporter saw one person armed with a weapon of some sort. You will see that later. Although it was not apparent if it was a firearm or airsoft gun. The reporter also saw a handful of people harassing two people holding religious signs. You will see that as well. At around 4 p.m., counter-protesters arrived at the event in Northeast Portland. Coin reporter Gabby Urenda saw someone try to drive into the parking lot where the event was taking place. The driver crashed and then fled the van. The situation escalated quickly after this. Demonstrators began igniting fireworks. Around this time, Sparling saw people firing paintball guns and using smoke devices. He also reported that the tires slashed and windows were smashed on a vehicle, which is about the most accurate report that has been shown today, and now is their video coverage.
Earlier in the day on Sunday, right-wing protesters gathered at Tomahawk Waterfront Park, but after counter-protesters made plans of their own, the group moved their rally to a parking lot on Northeast 122nd Street. Now, around 4 o'clock, a van crashed into that parking lot near that group. The van was tipped over and destroyed by demonstrators. Their demonstrators were said to be setting off fireworks, pepper spray.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see him block that projectile that was coming towards him? Now I'm going to play it for you again in slow motion so you can really see what happened here. He didn't just block it. You need to watch the explosion and notice the different colors. This is what I mean when I talk about improvised explosive devices. You're going to see them close up here soon, but again, pay attention to the slow motion.
Paintball guns at each other, and that caused some property destruction with no visible police presence. That is the sort of the term, the big term there, no visible police presence, Jenny and Ken. This is not exactly a Chamber of Commerce weekend, either in downtown Portland or at the scene of where this other incident took place here all of it has sort of wound down for the time being. We're far away from where a lot of this happened, thankfully, and we will see what happens next. But I guess I don't know how to characterize this event that happened yesterday. Just a lot of melee with not much police presence. They did tell us in advance they would have a hands-off approach there. And we have a 65-year-old man from Gresham in custody as a result, in connection with some gunshots fired down here over the weekend.
All right, so they got a couple things wrong, but for the most part, they were the most honest. They gave blame a little bit to both sides. They didn't just claim one side was horrible and the other side wasn't. They actually showed the Proud Boys getting attacked and things getting thrown at them and the improvised explosive devices that were there. Did you guys notice that explosion? Did you notice the different colors coming out of there? That's a chemical. That is a chemical reaction that happened there. White smoke and then that little kind of brown, reddish spray that came out of the side of that thing. That's improvised explosive. That's adding a whole bunch of other stuff together and creating this multiple reaction thing that's going on.